Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Club Ride webinar. My name is Olivia Burns. I'm an environmental specialist with Clark County's Office of Sustainability. We're very excited for you to join us today. We have a special guest from Club Ride, Jennifer Mitchell. Before I pass it over to Jennifer to give a presentation about Club Ride and all their programs, I'm going to go over a few tips to enhance your presentation experience and help you navigate our website. Firstly, you can translate the entire meeting page and or the live audio into another language by clicking the Translate button and selecting your preferred language from the drop-down menu. Closed captions are also available for this presentation. Click the CC button at the bottom right corner of the screen to turn them on. You can also text in comments, leave a voicemail, or hear audio by phone by using the 855 number located above the presentation page. To interact with us during the session, feel free to use the chat box next to the live stream to submit any comments or questions. If a question comes up in mind during the presentation, please drop it in the chat and we'll address them at the end. If you have any experience viewing or hearing the presentation, please refresh your browser page. Now I'll pass it over to Jennifer to get us started. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. My name is Jennifer Mitchell. I work with the Club Ride program at the RTC. I have been with the program since December, and this is my first webinar, so please be patient. But we're really excited to be here today. So the Club Ride program is a free program offered by the RTC, and we are focused on reducing congestion and improving air quality throughout the valley. And the way that we do it is we use the app, the Club Ride app, to track people's trips and to try to encourage people to match to alternative forms of transportation. And in exchange, we reward you for doing that. You'll notice on the screen at the bottom right corner, there is a QR code. This will appear again at the end, but if you haven't already joined the Club Ride program, I encourage you to scan the QR code and to download the app. And then at the end of the presentation, we'll be able to answer any questions that you might have about creating your profile or setting up your trips and getting started. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yep, thank you.
So what do we mean when we talk about alternative forms of transportation? Well, we think about carpooling, transit, taking the bus, walking, but also for a lot of people, they're working a compressed work week or they're even working from home. And all of these kinds of trips count as a positive contribution to the community or as a reduced congestion work day. So when we're working 4 days and we're not traveling that 5th day, or when we're working from home and we're not driving our car on the road during rush hour, that's all considered a positive contribution. And that earns points and rewards in the Club Ride program. Not only will you save money by choosing alternative forms of transportation, but through the Club Ride program, you will earn points that you'll collect and be able to redeem with our partners at over 800 retailers online and in person throughout the valley, and also with online retailers. And those points are applied for discounts, and we'll often do promotions, and we will give away other rewards as well. The other thing is that when you're reporting these trips through the Club Ride app and you're reporting them as commutes using one of the alternative forms of transportation, we actually give away commuter prizes every month. We give away e-gift cards in values between $10 and $50. That's cash straight to you. You get an email and you get to choose where you spend your reward. We also give away bus passes to our bus rider members, and we also give away bike share passes to our bike commuter members as well. We have many different promotions throughout the year. We currently have a any trip anywhere promotion, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the end and how you can sign up for that. But right now, any trip that you report, if it's at home, going out with your family, walking your dog, any trip reported in the Club Ride app makes you eligible to join any of our modal races, carpooling, walking, biking, or taking the bus. And we're raffling off prizes at the end of the month to our top commuters. So getting started is really simple. If you've downloaded the app, I won't go through creating an account because I think that everybody's fairly familiar with creating an app account. But you're going to come into the app and you're going to open your profile. You're going to create a personal profile. You're just going to tell us a little bit about yourself. And you're going to put in your home address and your organization address for where you work. And you are going to, even if you don't work on site, if you work fully remotely, you would put the address of the office where you're tied to. And that helps us to calculate what your impact is by not driving to that location. And your home address helps us determine that distance. So you would add your organization. In your example, if you're working for the Department of Environment and Sustainability, you would choose that from the drop-down menu. And then you set up your recurring trips. So setting up recurring trips is a really great option if you have the same schedule all of the time and you're doing the same trip every week. The system actually will let you set up your schedule for the week and it will automatically record your reduced congestion trips for you. And then around every 30 days or so, it will ask you if you're still doing the same commute or if you want to make changes. And you just simply say yes or no. And then it will allow you to make those adjustments. One of the other great features of the app is that we help you find the best options for you to get to where you want to go. So we have a few different ways of doing that, but the best way to start is to go to Find a Ride, and you're going to search the type of ride that you want to take. So, for example, if you wanted to take advantage of our carpooling matching feature, you could come in and say that you want to find a match for your commute to work or school, and you would put in the address of where you're coming from and where you're going. If you are going to the same address that you put in your profile, it will help you auto-populate that. And then when you make your choices, it's actually going to bring up a map that's going to show you what your options are. This carpool matching app feature is becoming very powerful because we're adding more people all the time. And you'll be able to see somebody that lives in your area who commutes to the same place as you on the same dates and times as you, if you fill in all of the information in the questionnaire in your profile. So what you would do is just simply click on the little car icon where it says 3. In this scenario, it means that there are 3 people who are matching my commute that I could potentially partner with. And I would be able to choose to connect with them through the app and decide whether or not we wanted to make a carpool match. You'll also see their bus routes. So we help you map your bus trips. And we also help you map if you want to take up biking and or walking, if you choose those methods of transportation. The bike route mapping is great for getting off of those main roads and looking at some of the alternative routes. It'll choose the most effective route for your path that you want to take. Something that we do for all of our members is we like to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing an alternative form of transportation and that you won't be stranded in case of an emergency. So we actually have a bit of commuter insurance built into our program. It's called the Guaranteed Ride Home. And if you have a verified emergency, you can request reimbursement from the program up to $75 for an emergency trip to get where you need to go. All verified emergencies have to be signed off by a supervisor to vouch for the emergency, and then you would apply for that through the Club Ride app. You can redeem this reward up to 5 times a year, and it's that extra bit of security to make sure if you do carpool or if you've taken the bus instead of driving your car by yourself, that you can be sure that you can get where you need to go if you do have an emergency. When you log on, this is an example of how you would log on your phone. You get an overview of what you will see in your account. You would get to see your activity, how many trips you've taken. You get to see how much money you've saved. You also get to see what your impact is. You'll notice in the center screen there's an impact report, and that impact report tells you how much gas you've saved, how many miles you've saved, and most importantly, how much money you've saved by choosing alternative transportation and keeping that car off the road. So when you're ready to sign up, it's really easy. You just sign up through the ClubRide app, or you can go to clubridelv.com and choose the method of sign up that is most applicable to you through your app store, or you can actually sign on online through your browser with clubridelv.com. And it's very simple to create an account. And then once you're signed in, you'll be able to explore things like our Any Trip Anywhere challenge. It's going until August 31st. And through that, that's where you would be able to join the leaderboards. And I'll show everybody how to sign up for one of those trips. And I'll also show you where the Department of Environment and Sustainability is tracking on those leaderboards today. So I'm just going to hop over to the profile right now. And we can pause for a moment if anybody has any questions.
There's a few questions in the chat, but I think we could wait till the end because
Okay,
we might cover some of them.
perfect. So when I log in online, this is my home screen. You'll see that I've added a profile picture. Profile picture is really important, especially if you want to find a carpool match. It's important that you can see who you're trying to match with. In my case, you will see that I'm a grumpy old Chihuahua. You may not want to carpool with me, but that's okay because, you know, I don't mind taking the bus either. So So when we come into the homepage, this is where you're going to have all your information. Like I just showed you, you'll have your homepage with your impact. You can go through and you can actually choose what you want to see on this report and for how long. So you can actually find quite a bit of data in here. And you can see I did a compressed work week here. So, and then you can look throughout the months and see your total impact. You can also see how much money that you saved every month. And you can come in here and you can see a little bit more about your impact here. So it's a really great tool to keep track of that with. When we create a profile, we want to make sure that we have added our organization. It helps us track and make sure that the people who are doing these kinds of commutes to their employer are getting the proper credit for it, and to also make sure that you are entered into the raffles every month. Those are specifically for our employer partner members and specifically for trips to and from work. And we want to make sure that you're able to be entered for those if you are participating. And I know with the DES, you guys are working from home or you're working a short work week. So I really encourage you to sign up because we, like I said, raffle off up to $3,500 in gift cards every month. On average, we have about 170 winners every month. And I would love to see you get added to that list. So when we sign up, we come into our account here and we come down to here where it says profile. And in here, you're going to put in just the basic information that you would normally add to any app. You're going to put in your home address. You can see I live in downtown Summerlin. And then you can say a little bit about yourself. This is helpful if you're looking for carpool match. Maybe you just want to introduce yourself a little bit. Again, for carpooling, it's important to let people know if you're smoker or non-smoker, if that's really important to you. And then for us, and to get you into those rewards, we want to say yes, we're tied to an organization. In this example, you can see that I had been to the national security site. but we can put in the Department of Environment and Sustainability. You guys should be in here. Here you are, Clark County. Then from here, I can actually drop down and choose which address that I work at, working for Clark County. And then I can say I'm commuting. So I choose which days of the week I actually am commuting. And I can say what time I want to leave at in the morning. I can be really specific. And then I can also say what time I want to leave to go home at night. This will help create my carpooling profile. I can choose yes or no to which types of transportation I'm interested in. So I could say, yes, I'm interested in carpooling and vanpooling, but not transit. I'd like to be able to access bike routes, and I'm not interested in walking. It's just too hot right now. And then when you're making a carpool match, you can say that you'll respond to anybody, and you can also, again, go back and choose who you would be willing to ride with. This is all part of creating your profile, and it is a little bit long. I do understand, especially when you're on your phone scrolling down, but it does help us create a really good map of people who are in the program, and it helps us make those connections more efficiently. When we're done, we save our profile, and it says we will update the following profile for my new organization. So I'm going to save that. And now I've got my organization listed, and I'm ready to record my trips. When I'm ready to record my trips, I'm going to come back to the menu. If you're on mobile, you'll probably have a menu. You'll have a few menu items across the bottom and a more button. And then you'll also have access to your account information through the little gear that's in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So because I'm on desktop, I'm going to click on trips. I'm going to come down here, and I'm actually going to create a trip profile. Now, if I was doing a one-off trip where, say, I just took my dog for a walk, I can definitely record a trip. But we're going to focus today on recording our trips for work so that you can get entered into those raffles and get the maximum points and benefits of the program. So we're going to come to trip profiles. You can see here I've already created a few trips that I do regularly. I have my carpool days and I have my work from home days. And I'm going to go ahead and add a new profile. I'm going to add my walking days, or maybe what I'll do is I'll add my transit days. So when you're doing this, again, you're just adding in where your start is. So you can say downtown Summerlin, or if you're starting from home, you can actually put in the word home and it'll bring up your home address that you have in your profile. And then I'm going to put in that I'm going to go to work at the Department of Environment. And I can see here that it's going to auto-populate the address and show me the map of where I'm going. Am I commuting? Yes, I am, because I'm going to work. And am I doing it round trip? I really hope so. I hope most of us are going round trip from work and not stuck there all the time. And then are we doing it every week? I hope so, yes. So it'll say this will automatically record your trip every week, so you don't have to. That's perfect. And then I'm going to come in and choose the days of the week that I'm doing this trip. So I already have trips recorded, I know, from Monday to Thursday for my other profiles. So I'm only coming to work at the office on Fridays. So I'm going to deselect the other days of the week, and I'm going to put in this as the name of my profile. I'm going to click save. And now I have that trip added to my calendar. Now, sometimes we might find that we have created a trip profile, but we forgot to start it from the start of when we started working, or we've been doing this trip for a while. We actually allow you to come into the app and change the start date, and you can backdate up to 1 month. So then you can get the credit for the days that you had already done the trip, but you hadn't recorded in the Club Ride app. Keep this in mind as you're signing up for your leaderboards for the challenge this month. We want to make sure we get all the trips into the app possible. So I'm going to backtrack all the way. I can go back to July 23rd and I can hit save, and it will actually record those trips for me. So now when I come into completed trips, You can see all the trips that I have taken. You can see how many miles and also even how many calories I've used up doing these different modes of transportation. I can see my trip calendar, which shows me the days that I did each type of transportation. And then I can drill down by specific types of transportation and see those specific trips. So once we've recorded some trips, something that we are excited to share with everybody is the rewards program. When you do trips, you earn rewards each time. So a trip to the grocery store that you did with your partner, you're going to earn points for that when you record it in the app. Your trips that you're recording with the auto record are automatically adding your points to your account for you every time the day passes and completes that trip for you and adds it to your account. So you can see that I have 14,260 points for all of my mini trips, and now I want to spend them. So how am I going to do that? You come into the app. This gives you an overview of all of the different types of offerings that we have as far as goods and services. So if, for example, I wanted to shop online, I would click the online option. I can search in the search bar here, and I could say I want to maybe get something for my house. So I'm going to put it shoes. Maybe I want shoes. I can choose the shoes coupon. It's going to give me $10 off a $50 purchase online. And so when I'm ready to purchase that, I just click select. It's going to tell me how many points that I need to redeem to do that. And I can choose to have it emailed to the email of my choice that's on my account. There are other discounts that are in the app that you can use all over Las Vegas. When you come in, it'll tell you what the offer is, and it'll also tell you what location. There are many places that have multiple locations, so that is something to keep in mind. Just shop at the correct location. But you would be able to then redeem this reward. You can see I already had my oil change, so I can't have that one anymore. But then you would have the option of looking at other rewards from other providers. Entry into the raffles every month is automatic, so you actually don't have to put yourself in the drawings. But if you want to see what they are, you can actually come and read about them in here, and it'll tell you what qualifies you for those rewards, and it'll tell you what the reward consists of. So in this case, you could see if you report 8 green commute trips, you could be entered to win a 30-day bike share pass. And the bike share bikes are kind of fun. We use them downtown all the time. We like to go for lunch, and having that electric bike certainly helps. So that's about it. So I'm just gonna, I think, end things off here with the presentation. And if you have any questions about the program or anything that I've talked about today, I'm here to answer those questions.
Thank you so much, Jennifer, for presenting on Club Ride, how to sign up, all the different ways we could get involved. There's a lot, so that's amazing you covered them. The ways you could report, save money, and earn rewards. That was very helpful to see how you could get those discounts sent to your email. So thank you for covering everything. It's a very exciting and fun program. Now I'll pull up some audience questions. Do I need to register through my employer, or can I join individually or as a student in school?
So no, you don't have to register through your employer. Anybody can join Club Ride. And the only thing I would say is as a student, or if you are employed, you will get those extra benefits and rewards and those extra chances to win if you are tied to an organization. And specifically for schools, we actually do have programs with the schools, and we will often give away specific rewards for our student members.
Great, thank you. Next question. Does Club Ride provide any resources like bike maps, transit guides, or trip planners?
We absolutely do. So through the app, when you put in your origin and destination, it will help you map a bike route or a walking route, but or even a bus route. But we also have paper maps, and I believe we've dropped some off at the office, but I can always bring more. And if you're at the health fair at the Clark County building in October, Club Ride will be there, and we will have all of those resources ready for you. And you can also always plan your trip on the bus through the RTC app as well.
Great, thank you. Just a few more questions. Where can I find upcoming Club Ride events or promotions?
So those you can find on the website, clubridelv.com, but also if you follow us on social media, it's always posted there. We actually have Biketober coming up, so there will be a lot of events happening with the biking community. We'll be hosting community rides and clinics for everybody to come out and learn about biking. But the other way always is to sign up for the app and check your notifications. We always share information through that as well.
Great, thank you. And last question, is there a newsletter or way to stay updated on Club Ride program news?
Absolutely. So again, through the website, you'll be able to sign up for the newsletter. And also, we always distribute our newsletter to our Club Ride members. So please join the program, and then you'll have the option to get those newsletters as well.
Thank you, Jennifer. That's all for today's questions. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you, Jennifer, for the insightful presentation. Before
Yeah,
we
for
go,
sure.
yeah, before we go, I just want to share a few upcoming events that we have here at All in Clark County. Um, we have National Drive Electric Month coming up, so that's September 12th through October 12th. So we have a few EV ride and drives planned for our community. Local dealerships come out, and you could test drive different cars without the pressure of actually being at a dealership since it's a no sales event. And then we also invite our electric vehicle association. So these are everyday people who are driving EVs, so you could chat with them about their experience and ask them any questions. So we'd love to see you at the Silverado Ranch Community Center on September 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. If you want to tune into some more webinars, we have a whole webinar series out right now. And our next one is September 16th, talking about Clean Cities Coalition. So that's Clark County's initiative for sustainable transportation. And then speaking of bike rides, we have a glow ride coming up with RTC Bike Share on Saturday, October 4th. This is a very exciting and fun event. So you could bring your own bike, scooter, or anything with wheels. Or there'll also be RTC bikes to borrow. So bring your friends, your family, your colleagues, and join us for this community bike ride. Um, and then we also have a newsletter and social media that you could stay updated, through our programs, and we also do promote Club Ride programs as well. Um, but that is it. So I'm going to conclude today's webinar. So thank you again for being here with us today, and thank you again, Jennifer, for presenting.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.